Welcome to my world. Another day, another time, another period for knowledge acquisition. Knowledge is power, health is wealth. Today, the topic is tattooed body and long life, laboratory investigation. The laboratory is a place where most of the confidence we build in whatever we say is found. For example, when we're talking of tattoo body, that's in an area where the dermatologists are specialists. But the findings and experiences that you want to confirm is not for one to just say something is happening or something is really the cause or whatever. But when you have a research done on it, a laboratory investigation to really confirm and conclude that something is really the situation. There are certain parameters you will check for, the variables, and finally you come out with a high probability that 95% is not chance. It is what is happening within that environment. So we are now looking at the situation of long life and tattoo body. The beauty is there. And we all know that tattoo is not a new thing. It's something that has been in existence for a long while. But regardless, we are now in the period where we can decide that, is this really my choice? Or I am just taking whatever, doing whatever that I'm doing without knowing the consequences. But when we know the consequence and we now decide, that's our choice. So if you like what you're listening to in my video channels, just press the like button, subscribe, and more of this quality production will come your way. So let's go into more study by taking hold of the definitions of terms that I may be using and others. Introduction. The term tattooing is rooted in the Tahitian word tattoo, meaning to mark. This tattooing has been long in existence, that since the medieval time you could talk about people really putting on different dyes on their body. But tattooing is the procedure of implanting permanent pigment granules and additive into the dermal layer of the skin, serving various purposes such as decoration, medical identification, or accidental markings. That medical, and even the tribes at times use it to recognize that this person is from this tribe. It's something that has been on for long. But the ones we are experiencing now is like what you now call an epidemic of tattooing. Having said all that, we may also want to just highlight that what could make a person want to really have a tattoo on his body. The reasons for having tattoo are listed. Addressing the reason for tattoo, one could be cosmetic application, just to decorate the body to make you look macho. Two, it could be permanent makeup, covering scars, the scar, vitiligo, especially the skin and the lips and eyebrow, even the hair at times, just to cover it. Then therapeutic uses for concealing permanent hair loss following craniofacial surgery and addressing scars after plastic surgery and reconstructive surgery. Medical tattoos used in oncological radiotherapy such as colon marking, breast areola reconstruction after radical surgery, and accidental occurrences could be traumatic tattooing resulting from abraded skin injuries. Now let us look at what is common knowledge, that is what people usually see, and then subject it to laboratory investigation, that is, do a research on it. And let's come out and conclude. The adverse effects of tattooing. Tattooing is a globally growing trend. Overall prevalence amongst adults in industrialized countries around 10 to 20%. What we see in some of them are local skin abscesses, necrotizing fasciitis. The trauma caused by piercing the skin are associated with bacterial endocarditis because of the blood clots that would now move to the cardiac region, the heart region, and other systemic infection. Let us now look at some skin images, very disturbing, before any review of literature on cutaneous abscesses. The allergic contact dermatitis developed on the skin against that tattoo sticker that was used. You can see it. Contact dermatitis of the right forearm, psoriatic purples and plague on tattoo back, multiple viral warts localized on the back. You can see the keloid scar developing from the tattoo. Yeah, a research work done by Salami and Oslo, they tried to associate bacterial infection and also bacterial contamination of tattoo ink. They even added some sampling from a convention, and the result they got confirms that, as the systemic review identifies 67 cases published between 1984 and 2015, mainly documenting serious bacterial infectious complications after intradermal deposition of tattoo ink. Both local skin infection and systemic infection were found in it. So the tattoo ink itself, they found it containing bacteria species, Staphylococcus pseudomonas. Yeah, now to the main item of long life. In this research, it was in the morgue, that is, during autopsy. It was a search for those with tattoo, taking their records, and those without tattoo, recording them. Then also taking notes, especially the kind of message on their tattoo. So those with negative tattoos were really focused on. And the result came out as the mean age of death for tattoo person was 39 years, compared with 53 years for non-tattoo person, which is a very serious, significant test. There was a significant contribution of negative messages in tattoo associated with non-natural death, and that went as far as high as that. So the conclusion: person with tattoo appears to die earlier than those without tattoo. So this finding, because it's of the p-value, is highly informative, that, and it shows that we can use it to conclude and predict that people with tattoo on them, especially with negative messages, they do die. Yeah, the significant test, which is always the conclusion of any research, states the mean age of death without adjustment for the manner of death for tattoo person was 39, and range between 18 and 81 years, compared with 53 years range 1891, p-value of 0.001. And by way of conclusion, because laboratory investigations, research studies have conclusion in themselves. The conclusions are what we use to predict. When you are able to predict what could come out of, or what could be the consequences of what you are doing, then it is a matter of choice. So the consequences from this laboratory investigation, though not yet universally acceptable because of other assumptions that were not included, or other studies which I had highlighted, we can comfortably say that those who tattoo their body, they are already subjecting themselves to a shorter longevity. That is, if we want to just summarize, we may just say that probably if they are supposed to live till 80 years, they may probably be health before that time. That is just the predictive value of many of our researches.